Hi, everybody. Here we are, week 15. You've done it. This is our final week of classes at UC, and it's been a wild ride, hasn't it? These asynchronous classes can be kind of challenging because we're not meeting, either face-to-face or in a synchronous live session. So, I give you a bunch of stuff at the beginning of the week. I cross my fingers. I hope that I've given you enough and that if something comes up that you will contact me. You'll ask me questions either through email or arrange for a face-to-face Zoom thing, and we can work things out. And many of you have done that. You've emailed me, kind of in a panic. I don't know what to do. And I have walked you through and hopefully have helped you. So here we are at week 15. Let me share my screen. We just have a couple of things to go over in the module. So get the right screen up so I can share it. There we go. So here we are, week 15. We don't really have a whole lot of work for this week. There is a suggested reading by Sarah Giles, Reflective Writing and the Revision Process. What were you thinking? And in this piece, it's kind of similar to the writer's memo that we did back as a journal assignment back in week 8. And this is just kind of an essay that talks about the concept of metacognition. And metacognition is really kind of thinking about our thinking processes and writing about our writing processes. And that helps us to, when we are reflecting about how we've gone through the writing process and what things have worked and what things we've struggled with, that also helps us in the revision process when we are really getting down to the nitty-gritty of thinking, how can I best say what it is I want to say, right? What is it that I really mean to convey here? And how can I best do that? So when we think, when we do this metacognitive thing and we think about our thinking and we are thinking about how we write, because writing and thinking are intimately involved, that really helps us to get down to what it is we really want to say, right? So this is a good piece to read through. It's not very long. And then we have the peer response from the week 14 discussion board that's due on Thursday, the 21st. And then you're just going to be focusing on revision. Take that feedback that I've given you on rough draft number 2 and finish up your discourse community paper on the 24th. So I'll just take you through here. Here we have the embedded reading. You can download it to your computers if you want to. And if you click up here, that will take you actually to the Writing Spaces website itself. So yeah, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, about 12 and a half pages. But there's lots of white space there. So it's not a long reading. Of course, it's not required, but I think it's just something good to read about and think about and just give you a little bit of food for thought as you move into the revision phase in this last week of classes. And some of you actually do this. You'll write notes to yourself as you, in the margins, as you submit your draft, or you may write a little note to me that, that says, I know I need to do this, I just didn't have time, what have you, and asking for suggestions and that kind of thing. So I really appreciate that when you as a writer write notes in feedback and ask questions of how to improve, because that helps me with my feedback. I can then focus on the things that you're concerned about, and I can provide you with suggestions on how to move forward. So that's a really great habit to get into. either making notes for yourself or making notes for whoever happens to be reviewing your paper and providing feedback. And then we have the page here just for the final revision. The final revision is due Sunday, April 24th. It should be a minimum of 8 double-spaced pages with 12-point font. You will, of course, have additional pages for your works cited or bibliography, whatever citation style you happen to be using. It's called different things by different people. And then, of course, appendices. And remember that you're required to cite from the Swales article. I want to see that information incorporated so that you have an understanding of what a discourse community is and how people work together to achieve common goals through writing and discourse. And you should also have at least one additional required or optional reading as part of your analysis. Of course, you're going to cite other things if you have genres that you've taken a look at or websites, videos. Of course, if you've interviewed somebody and they don't mind being named in their interview, you should cite that person as an interview. And there's information in the previous weeks of how to go about citing those things. So yeah, you know, just make sure that you cite the things that you are that you are incorporating into your paper, right? So that should be straightforward. If you have any other questions about the final revision, please, please, please get in touch with me. Again, that is due Sunday, April 24th. And then we don't have a final in this class, as you know, but our final written piece will be a course reflection. And I might as well address that now in case there are some of you who just want to get it out of the way. We'll take a look at this. It should be at least 2 double-spaced pages, 12-point font, okay? And the main purpose of this assignment is for you to think about how well we met the student learning outcomes for this class. So it's a self-reflection of your work over the course of the semester, and think about what you've done this spring, analyze the progress you've made as an academic writer. And it's not an analysis of how well I did my job as an instructor. We have the course evaluation, course and instructor evaluation on a whole separate part of the UC website, and I should be providing that link to you fairly soon. As soon as I get it, I will provide it for you. That's something that you do separately and anonymously. But this is here, I just want you to think of evaluating your growth and demonstrate your grasp of the course student learning outcomes that are listed down here. So I want you to think not only about what you've gained from the course assignments, but also what you may have gained from the readings, the discussions, journals, and lectures. And that helps me see that you have a really good understanding of what we were trying to do in this course, but it also helps me to refine the course. You know, there may be an assignment that everybody just thought was total crap and really didn't like, and that might be a signal to me to get rid of it and not try it in future courses. So in other words, I expect you to cite your own work. I want you to give examples from your coursework that will strengthen your credibility, and that should provide the bones for your analysis. So the 5 course learning outcomes here are: analyze how multiple discourse communities make, communicate, and debate meaning through various genres and writing practices. Second one is use multiple tools and methods to conduct focused, inquiry-based research and formulate original conclusions that are important to specific discourse communities. The third one, produce various genres that reflect knowledge of the writing practices, purposes, and conventions of relevant discourse communities. The fourth is select appropriate social and collaborative processes for drafting and revising. So that would include things like peer review and that kind of thing. And the fifth, articulate what you know about how discourse communities make, communicate, and debate meaning, and how that knowledge can be used in your own academic, personal, social, and professional lives. What was I going to say? Oh, it does not have to be in essay form. If you are somebody who really loves slapping together a presentation and you want to do Google Slides or PowerPoint or Prezi or something like that, go for it. You could also just do a video or audio recording if you prefer to record yourself and just say, hey, you know, this is what I think I did in the course, and I think, you know, I did this in this assignment, and I think it was a really great thing, blah, blah, blah. You could do that. Or if you want to make a collage demonstrating your fulfillment of the learning outcomes, you could go in that more creative direction. But if you choose to do a written reflection, again, try to make it at least 2 double-spaced pages. And I do have a firm due date of Thursday, April 28th, which is the last day of the semester. I cannot accept anything past that. Grades are due immediately after that weekend, and I do need a bit of time to read through 2 course sections worth of work and get everybody's grades done before I take off on vacation for a couple of weeks. And this assignment is worth 10% of your final grade. So this is your final writing assignment. It will be worth 100 points, and you just upload whatever file you can in your your preferred file, whatever you feel like doing, your format. There you go. Whatever genre you wish to present your final course reflection in. So that's the final assignment, and yeah, so wow, I mean, it's hard to believe that we're actually here at the end of the semester. Thanks for hanging in there. And again, if you have any questions or if you need to meet with me, I still have the Tuesdays and Thursdays from 1 to 2 where I'm here on Zoom usually. And if you need to meet outside of those times, I'm happy to meet with you. I just need a little bit of lead time. I am going into baseball season with my youngest, so my evenings and weekends are kind of a jumble of running to and fro. So just a little bit of heads up time for that. I can usually squeeze you in for an evening appointment or even on the weekend if necessary. Okay, so hang in there, work hard, and enjoy yourselves. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.